Spoken word is bone, they loving the sound. And it's real cause the poetry is under the ground. Every first and third Thursday, we at Joe Reddick's and the vibe is relaxed, no beef, don't sweat it. Spiritual ventilation, intellectual building. Shouts to the coordinator, Mr. Seneca Wilson. Hip-hop and poetry, John Raw unity, bridging the gap between campus and...
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. That's alright, because I like the way it hurts. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. That's alright, because I love the way you lie. Love the way you lie.
She was addicted to loving him. Everything about him. She felt as if her life would mean nothing without him in it. She loved his lips.
The same lips that he used to woo me and court me. The lips that made me melt when he kissed the back of my hand and said, "Hey, gorgeous." Were the same lips that he used to make me feel like an ugly duckling, small and useless. He used to make me feel like the most prettiest woman in the world. Those same lips part ways and made way for harsh words to exit his mouth, killing my soul, burning my spirit, poisoning my mind. Yeah, he was verbally abusive. But I provoked him at times. It was my fault. You see, it was all good in the beginning. He just became this angry, bitter, hateful man. He was abandoned by his mother when he was young. And I promised him I would never leave him. He needed me, and I needed him. I mean, like he said, who else would want me?
She was addicted to loving him. Everything about him. She felt as if her life would mean nothing without him in it. She loved his large hands.
He used to love the way my skin felt after I showered. How soft it was, my curves. He loved my scent. There were times when he'd lay in bed after we made love and just trace my legs with his fingertips and my rear end with his large hands. He loved touching me. So much that those same hands that graced my skin ever so gently also made welts across my face after staying out too late with my girls one night. He said I was disobedient to him, that I was disrespecting him. The same large hands that choked my neck because he felt as if I was raising my voice to him. The hands that pushed me down the steps when I was 4 months pregnant, causing me to miscarry. It was my fault again, I knew that. And now I have to make it right, because I don't want to lose him. I don't want to be alone.
She was addicted to loving him. Everything about him. She felt as if her life would be nothing without him in it. She loved his masculine body.
He had the body of a Greek god, an Adonis. Hell, I even called his penis Hercules, Hercules. I used to love how he would get on top of me, spread my legs apart, and make my body scream, oh. He gave the biggest bear hugs, and I felt so protected by him. His masculine body, that same large frame that lay on top of mine, weighing me down after I told him I was too tired to have sex. That same body that made me scream out in pain after he rammed himself inside of me time after time. It felt as if he was trying to rip my insides out, but if I cried, he would only go faster, harder, and deeper. It was almost as if my cries turned him on, and I had no choice but to lay there. Do you have any idea what it's like to live in fear of a man who fathered your children? Afraid of what he would do was trapped. I used to feel so protected by him, but now I need protection from him. But I just can't leave him. I mean, I thought about it a few times, but what about my kids?
She was addicted to loving him. Everything about him. She felt as if her life would be nothing without him in it. She loved his voice.
His voice was so smooth. He would call me and we would talk on the phone until the wee hours of the morning. Just him saying my name was a turn on. He would leave me voice messages saying things like, "Hey baby, I was just thinking about you. I can't wait to see you later." His voice, the same sound that carried away my pain, brought fear into my spirit. The same voice that made me mellow out after a long day at work, made me tense, made me cringe when he would come home late after a night of drinking. My house was clean, his food would be in the microwave, there was nothing for him to complain about, but he always found something. He would come in, scream my name at the top of his lungs, waking me out of my sleep. I was frightened. He used to have pet names for me. Then something happened. It must have been something I did to make him refer to me as his bitch or his whore. He told me I was ugly, and that I was lucky that even he wanted me. He said things to me like, "If I leave you, you will probably be alone for the rest of your life, so you may want to try and keep me happy." He told me he hated my taste in clothes, that my food wasn't good, and that sex with me was boring. It got to the point where I felt like something wasn't right if he didn't hit me or yell at me. I became accustomed to his rage. I felt like he wasn't paying attention to me or didn't love me if he wasn't hurting me in some way. I knew he was bad for me, but my life would mean nothing without him in it.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. That's alright because I like the way you hurt. Just gonna stand there and hear me cry. That's alright because I love the way you lie. Love the way you lie. Love the way you lie. I love the way you lie.
She was an addict. Love was the drug that she was addicted to. It poisoned her mind, bruised her skin, suffocated her spirit. She became lost, confused, brainwashed. Every time she attempted to leave and get help, she felt sorry for him. And she stayed. Until the last touch from his large hands helped her take her last breath. Her addiction to love caused her to overdose. Do you know her?
I light this candle for a friend. I light this candle for a wife.
I light this candle for a cousin.
I light this candle for a mother.
I light this candle for a sister.
candle for myself.
We light these candles for those who have lost their lives by the hands of before another. For those who are currently in abusive relationships, whether you are the abused or the abuser, please know that there is help, and you are not alone.
Putting your hands on someone is not okay. At any time, in any place, for any reason, be you man or woman. Too many lives have been lost. Too many sisters. Too many friends. Too many young people. Love is many things, but violent it is not. At this time, we would like to thank Bureau House for being here tonight. There's a table in the back with resources. If you need to contact someone at Bureau House, the phone number is 468-3260. Again, that number is 468-3260. So many people are suffering silently. Listen out for those cries for help. We need to put an end to domestic violence. Thank you.
C-U-S-E-N-Y, what it do? Come out and have a good time, let your thoughts just flow. You don't even have to rhyme, the power of the word is to be blessed. Underground poetry spot, UPS. Notice to all the poets that's nice with the wordplay. Joe Reddick Sports Bar, first and third Thursday. The underground poetry. Just vibe. Come and join me.